Hey guys, I've got another fort video for you, and this one's going to be my entry for the contest I'm having with Caliphus. We're doing just a little friendly building competition. We started the build last Thursday and now we're uploading our videos today, as well as the voting video, so you guys can decide which one you liked a lot. If you want to go check out his fort, I'll have links in the description as well as link to the voting video so you can decide. But for now I'm going to start showing you around this fort. So starting off, some of you might recognize this as the portable airsoft barrier I made. One of the windows started to fall off, so I had to bolt it back on. But this makes up the middle wall of these three pieces, and I'll show you on the inside that forms kind of like a circle. And the windows will open so you could look out over toward this fort, which is right next to it. And the fort I just built, this one for the contest, is kind of a counter fort to that one since it faces up that way. Adjacent to this portable barrier, we just have a piece of plywood for a wall as well as a pallet, and around that we took a bunch of sticks, both cut off from the tree that fell as well as from some sticks from the tree that fell over there. And then on top we just took a bunch of branches with pine needles on them and used that as kind of more camouflage and draped it over the sticks that were on the bottom. The portable barrier, which I guess isn't so portable anymore, but it is being held up by this 2x4 as well as that big post, and they're nailed into the fallen trees to keep it supported up, and that's what's giving all these other things support underneath, as well as there's a sheet of plywood there, and it's being held up by two T-posts, one on either end of it, and they're leaning up against the fallen tree too, so that's supporting these branches. Looking down from this end, you can kind of see inside of it, and I left this open purposefully so you could snipe out from the inside, and I'll show you that view later, but it looks out over that way. So you can see the other side is just a bunch of sticks that are leaned up against this fallen tree, and I've draped a bunch of dead grass over it to give it some more camouflage. And this is what it looks like from the opposite end. I just took a bunch of the tall dead grass from the other side of our property and cut it and brought it over here and draped it over, because earlier, before I did this, the sticks they had a lot of gaps in between them, and I thought BBs could go through there, and they can still go through, but you're going to have a harder time seeing your target on the inside now that all of this grass is draped over it. Coming over to the inside, we can see the ladder at the front, which I took from a different part of our property, and brought it up here, and we just nailed it in to the fallen tree as well as this tree up here, so now it's pretty stuck in place. And you can't, for now, get up all the way in here and still be protected. You can get up like this and then stand here, but there's not a lot of protection. So what I'm doing for now, until I can get some more planks to put here, is that you just stand halfway up the ladder and use it as these two planks as a little barrier from that fort up there. And you don't have much protection from this side, but the idea is that you only use this ladder as if that, you know, your enemies are only on the other side, and otherwise you wouldn't get up here. So right now I'm in the tower I was talking about just a second ago, and you can see, looking down at the fort we just built, it offers some pretty good protection, although the camera's a little fuzzy, up in those two planks. If you were just on the ladder, not all the way up, it would offer you some pretty good protection from this vantage point. So when you're walking in, you'll see the first fortifications, which are the pallet, the barrier, and this piece of plywood, and you can look out from this side, look up at that fort, as well as looking out from over the pallet and get a pretty good view over to the other side of the property. And it's only blocked by that tree right there, so you can get a pretty decent view out of this. When you start to get shot at, you can duck down, and there's still a gap in the pallet here to shoot through, but you can still hunker down even more, and then you're still pretty easily protected, as well as from these sides. Not a lot of BBs are going to get through these sticks right here. If you'd like, you can also open these windows and look out, but that kind of gives away your position since they'll see a giant window moving. So what I prefer to do is just leave them closed and then use it as something to hide behind, and then look out over this way and just peek around the corner. On the inside we can see these sticks that I showed you that make up the back wall, as well as the opening down at the end that is a good place to snipe out of. So you can see right here, lying prone, you could easily see further out. And get a pretty good shot at anyone past that log over there. I'll give you guys a scenario of a battle that I expect to see at some point guarding this fort, where say you have two guys in here and possibly two or more attackers from multiple sides, and you and your buddy are standing in this area, and then you're taking fire from the fort up there, and then you have someone behind you. Now this spot isn't so safe because you're pretty wide open, so you have one person move down here to take shots at the guy in the tower, and he can dive behind this board right here to take cover, and then you can sit right over here can hide behind these branches and then still look out and get shots, as well as be able to take cover pretty well. At the same time, you're being blocked by the guy in the tower because of these defensive fortifications like the pallet and the barrier right there. And as I showed you earlier, if you have someone sniping, they can look out from the end right there and see out way over there, and at the same time they're protected by these branches on this side so that people attacking from out there can't see them so well, and they can't get BBs through here very easily. I'll give you a little overview from up on high, up on the ladder, just kind of looking out over the field as well as this fort. But I think that's about all I have to say on this fort, and if you guys have any questions or comments, just feel free to leave a comment down below or send me a message. But now I want you guys to go check out Khalifa's fort so you can get his scope on this as well. I'll have links in the description as well as an annotation on this video, so you can go check that out, as well as links and an annotation to the voting video if you've already watched his video. That way you can go decide which one you liked a lot. Again guys, I'm looking forward to your feedback, and I'd like you to go check out Khalifa's video. I know his fort's probably going to be amazing. He told me when he was working on it that it's going to be pretty big, so I'm excited to see what it looks like. So go check those videos out, and as always, I'm going to see you guys in the next video. It'll be up soon.